Hello guys, welcome to the channel, Talking with Jay Spring. I'm your host Jay, giving you a video on the channel today. Hello guys, welcome to the journey to Avengers Endgame, and this is your Spider-Man Homecoming movie review. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to simply smash that thumbs up button, comment your thoughts and your ratings on this movie down below, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for much more. If you've missed the journey so far, we reviewed from Iron Man 1 up until this point. You do not want to miss the content in the MCU playlist. It's got all the reviews in there and a bunch of other stuff. Link in the description, annotation at the end of the video, and a card above my head you can click on. It will take you to that playlist. And don't forget, on Wednesday guys, we have the Thor Ragnarok movie review. So without further ado guys, let's get straight into this movie review. Spider-Man Homecoming. This is the action adventure fantasy movie, about 2 hours and 13 minutes long. This was released on the 7th of July 2017. Thrilled by his experience with the Avengers, young Peter Parker returns home to live with his Aunt May. Under the watchful eye of mentor Tony Stark, Parker starts to embrace his newfound identity as Spider-Man. He also tries to return to his normal daily routine, distracted by his thoughts of proving himself to be more than just a friendly neighbourhood superhero. Peter must soon put his powers to the test when the evil Vulture emerges to threaten everything that he holds dear. The good points. Now, the good points about this movie is that Tom Holland, guys, this is the guy for being Spider-Man. This guy is just unbelievable. I love the fact that he's British, coming from Britain. Him coming through the ranks of the MCU is just amazing, along with the likes of Benedict Cumberbatch and some others. It's just really good to see. Just the fact that he suits Peter Parker and Spider-Man so well in this movie, he just elevates it to a whole new level. Now, for comic book fans, this is going to be the dream for you, because this is the Spider-Man and the Peter Parker from the comics which you've always wanted. We finally have the Vulture in a Spider-Man movie, finally guys. Now, he was obviously played by Michael Keaton, the badass man himself, the legend. He's completely phenomenal in this movie. I really did enjoy his role, and I like the fact that he brings this on-screen experience to the movie, and it just makes it a whole lot more better and enjoyable, and he's just such a badass, let's be honest. I love the fact as well with this character Vulture, before he turns into the Vulture, you understand the reasons of why he turns into the Vulture. I think that's a really good addition to the storyline. The casting for this movie, yet again, was phenomenal. I loved Marissa Tomei playing as Aunt May, especially the fact that she's a younger version of Aunt May. She's not some grandma, granny, nanny, whatever you want to call it. She actually looks like an aunt, 50-year-old, 60-year-old woman that really suits the role. Jacob Batalon, I think that's pronounced right, playing as Ned. I really enjoyed this character. For me, he was in some of the best parts of the movie. Pure comedy. This guy is literally the best friend that I would want through high school. That's all I'm saying. I love the way they balance Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man and Tony Stark in this movie. They didn't shove him in your face and make him feel like a big purpose of the movie. He was used correctly, and it was enjoyable when he was on the screen. The storyline seems so well planned out, easy to follow, and enjoyable throughout the whole movie, especially the storyline that you see with Peter Parker trying to realise that it's not the suit that makes him Spider-Man, it's actually him. I love that storyline. There are some great comedy segments in this movie. I love the fact that this movie cuts out all the origin story of Spider-Man and starts completely fresh. So it cuts out Peter getting bitten, Uncle Ben dying. It's continuing from Civil War, and Peter Parker as Spider-Man is just doing the small crimes and just wants to prove himself to be a bigger, better Spider-Man, especially when it comes to proving himself to Tony Stark and Iron Man. A thing that they've done so well in this movie was to make it feel like a high school, an actual high school movie. All the students around them, all the people in the schools and the teachers, it really come together and really made it feel like a high school. It weren't forced and shoved in your face to make you try and believe, but it's not really. Let's get on to the bad points. Now, the bad points about this movie is sometimes the pacing, mainly through the middle part of the movie, tends to drag a little, depending on which type of person you are, what type of movie lover you are. But the middle part where Peter's mainly at school and he's going through here and that, it sometimes can drag a little. But with a movie like this, sometimes that little bit in the middle, that little bit of an explanation when he's at school is well needed. Another bad point about the movie is even the action sequences were so good, it just felt like there was nothing at stake. You always felt that Spider-Man was going to come out on top, even though Michael Keaton was a badass Vulture. And the last bad point about this movie is it felt a very safe movie. I expected for it to be a first Tom Holland movie, to blow it out of the park and be amazing, just sort of like the Guardians of the Galaxy did. I just really expected a big impact. Now, it doesn't mean this movie was terrible, it just felt very safe. They chose the safe option throughout the whole movie. Hopefully they're saving the best for Spider-Man Far From Home. So guys, it's rating time. Let's have a look at some of the ratings that the critics had to give it. Rotten Tomatoes giving it a 92%, IMDb giving it a 7.5 out of 10, and Metacritic giving it a 73. My rating for this movie is a 8 out of 10. That makes this movie totally awesome. This movie, guys, was a lot of fun and so enjoyable. This was a well-portrayed version of the Spider-Man and Peter Parker we know from the comics. I really enjoyed that. I think this is a more family and kid-friendly movie rather than it being the original Spider-Man movies, which holds tension and action. I think this balances quite well and just needs a few more little tweaks to become so much better in the Far From Home movie. I think this movie is definitely still highly recommended to everybody. I think, in my personal opinion, this is the best Spider-Man movie we've seen since the first Tobey Maguire movie. So guys, a 8 out of 10 for Spider-Man Homecoming. That is my opinions. Don't forget to leave yours down below, your ratings and opinions on this movie in that comment section. And if you enjoyed the video, simply smash the thumbs up, subscribe and hit that bell for much more. If you've missed the journey so far, there's the MCU playlist, link in the description, annotation at the end of the video. And guys, hopefully you just enjoyed this, because don't forget, Wednesday we've got Thor Ragnarok, the movie review, coming up. So you don't want to miss that either. So stay tuned for that. And guys, I've been me, you've been you, and I'll see you next time on Talking with Jay Springer.